you doing? This is Coffee Break with Jimmy. And please subscribe, press the like button, share, and hit that notification bell so next time you know that I'm on, it'll notify you. Anyway, today I want to talk a little bit about Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk is now, he's I don't want to say he's left administration because he was never really part of the administration. He was just an advisor, and he's still an advisor, an advisory role. And that's the way that he's always taken it, and that's the way Trump looks at him, as an advisor. Of course, he's part of the DOGE, and recovering all that fraudulent spending that's been going on for a number of years, and we've all known about that. Just like USAID, I always thought that was just U.S. aid, right? For those of us in the United States, U.S. aid. But apparently it's for other countries and other situations. And apparently now that's not going to be no longer available. That was what DOGE, that was one of the things DOGE, I guess, is removing. I don't know that for sure, but I understand that that's one of the things. But Elon Musk has got to go back to taking care of his electric car company. He's got other things that he's doing. Of course, he's got this thing that I guess there was one guy that was totally paralyzed, and now a computer that is connected to. All he's got to do is think, and he can actually move and do different things that he couldn't do before being paralyzed. And this is something that he's working on. Of course, there's Starlink. And that's helped out communication, especially in North Carolina, that was given to them in North Carolina after the hurricanes. So there's a lot of things that Elon Musk has got to get back and to take care of. And not to mention all this craziness, people going after people who have Tesla cars, scratching them. They didn't know that they had cameras on it. They were actually filming them the whole time. But so he's got to get back to his company, but he's still going to be he said it in the Oval Office when he was telling President Trump, and he was, live there, talking about that he will still be at his disposal whenever the president asks him, and he will still be checking in on DOGE, and the people that are still working with DOGE are part of his crew, so to speak. So I think Elon Musk is still going to stick around. I think he's still going to be part of the organization. And I know, because him and Trump has developed a very good, close friendship. Although this big, beautiful bill that Trump has out there, Elon Musk is not crazy about that. But, he's got the right to be happy with it or not. Of course, this is all finances, and this is something that Elon Musk does understand also. But so does Trump. And Trump has reasons for having so much money into this big, beautiful bill. Now, Rand Paul says that he's raising the debt ceiling up $5 trillion. I don't know how true that is, and how much the debt ceiling is actually being raised. But apparently that is some. Or Rand Paul said he would be on board with Trump for this. It was just lower the debt ceiling. It wouldn't have to have it so high. Now you have to understand, Trump is building that Golden Dome, which is for our protection. He's also building up the military, which is also for our protection, and really the world's protection from our adversaries. So there's a lot of money that's going in to this big, beautiful bill that is for our protection. Of course, there's a lot of money going into the border. We have to finish sealing up the border, and finish off the wall, the technology, everything is going to go into that. So I'm sure there's a lot of cost that goes into that. But there's also a lot of savings that Trump's doing. With his the savings that he's creating by the tariffs that he's charging other countries, because now everything this is going to be fair and reciprocal trade. All that plays a part into this big, beautiful bill. So I'm not so sure that this is going to be a bad thing. I think it's going to be a good thing, and largely in part because I believe in Trump. I believe in what Trump's trying to do. I believe in his first go around, in his first presidency, he was doing a great thing with his presidency, and the tax cuts, and they're going to be made permanent. That's something like even Rand Paul said, that he's all for the tax cuts, and he hopes they're going to be made permanent. So there's a lot of things, taxes, no tax on tips, no taxes on the Social Security or overtime. There's things that he's doing, and all that's going to create revenue. It's going to come back into the coffers and the money that we make. So that big, beautiful bill, I don't think is going to be as bad as what some think it is. And I don't really know the ins and outs of it and what all the costs are going to be, but I know Trump isn't doing this. It's not for the elites. They're not the ones who are going to be benefiting off this. I think the rest of the country is going to be benefiting off this. And I think other countries also, other nations are going to be benefiting off this, especially, let's talk about Mexico and Canada. They're going to be benefiting off of the Iron Dome. Now, I believe Canada wants to pay for part of that, and I believe Mexico probably should if they haven't already committed to that. But that's all the protection for North America, and that's something that has to be done. But anyway, I don't think Elon Musk is going to. There are some saying that he's not on Trump's side anymore. He's leaving the administration because he's not happy with what things are going on. No, this was all pre-planned for him to leave at 130 or 150 days into the administration and doing this and working on DOGE, that he wasn't planning on staying forever. He does have businesses of his own, like I just mentioned, that he has to take care of. So I think that this is all planned ahead of time. This was going to happen anyway. But I think Elon Musk is still on board with Trump. I don't think anybody has anything to worry about, because he did say at the president's disposal. He's at the president's disposal whenever he needs him for anything. And he said he's still going to be checking in on DOGE and how things are going there. He's still going to keep his hands in on that. Elon Musk is not going to just disappear, okay, and go back into his regular life. And I still don't know if he ever became a Republican or if he's still a Democrat or if he's independent. I have no idea. But I like the things that he's doing, and I think he's still going to be part of this administration. And there's a lot of things going on, and that's probably behind the scenes. Like I talked in one of my last podcasts, I talked about Qatar and how they play both sides of the field, but President Trump has already been over to the Middle East, Bahrain, not Bahrain, but UAE, and maybe he did go to Bahrain too, but he went to Saudi Arabia, and they're all making major investments in the United States, and so there's a lot of money coming in from that there. So I don't see where the debt ceiling is going to be. Maybe it's just a ceiling, but I don't think it's going to be utilized. But I think our economy is going to get much better, and I think it's what you just got to trust Trump. Okay, he's got the right people in place. He had the right people in place his first go around. Well, there was a few that didn't need to be there, and he got rid of them. But the ones that he's gotten in place now, I think they're all doing a good job. So I think we just got to sit back and wait, and watch, and when midterms come around, I think we're going to hold on to the House, probably make the House. We're going to have more House of Representatives. I think we're going to hold on to the Senate, and I really do think, okay, we can beat this up, and I probably will beat it up, but I really believe that Trump should have one more term coming to him. I think whether it be it would have to be a 3/4 vote from the people, 3/4 vote from the House Representative and the Senate, and then I don't know how or if they would even come into play, the Supreme Court on this. Maybe they would, because this is law. You can run for 2 terms. But I believe at one time, if I'm not mistaken, they said 2 consecutive terms. And because Trump was ripped off, and now it's all coming to fruition, everyone's finding out about this. Biden, he wasn't cognitive. Biden wasn't running the country. Biden was using that. What was that? When he wasn't signing for the pardons and everything, he's using that auto signer. Is what it is. Was auto, and who was in charge of that was his wife, Jill Biden. Was she in charge of that? Was Barack Obama? Was he pulling some strings? There's other people there in the Democratic Party, in the elites, that are pulling all the strings, because they want certain things done. They don't want Trump coming in and changing things, like maybe getting rid of the Fed. I mean, that's something they've been talking about for a long time. A lot of different, I can go all the way back to, as far as I know, John F. Kennedy. And I think there was other ones, James Buchanan, or maybe it wasn't Buchanan. But I know John F. Kennedy wanted to get rid of the Fed. And maybe that's why he's not here with us. I don't know. But so there's a lot of things there's a lot of things that are been going on for a number of years, and a lot of things that and because Trump he can't be bought, there's nobody pulling his strings. He's doing this, and he's doing this for the people. He's doing this for us. You can go back and call him that blue collar billionaire, and he's got this common sense party. You can call it the Republican Party, or you can call it the Common Sense Party, where Trump has really been working on that. I mean, and the last, it's about 140, 150 days he's been in office now, and he's done already more than Joe Biden has done in his whole the 4 years he was in there. Of course, Joe Biden, he wasn't cognitive, he wasn't all there, and everybody knew that. But now they're saying, the media, other Democrats are saying, oh, well, we didn't know this at the time. Like, come on, man, it was right in front of your face. Joe Biden was not cognitive, and everybody knew that. And this was going on before he ran for office. This was going on when he was a vice president for Barack Obama. He wasn't clear. And Joe, let me say this, okay? I feel bad about him getting the cancer. I don't know how long he's had it. Maybe they've kept it under wraps, because this isn't something that just shows up out of nowhere. And being in this stage, he's the president of the United States, he's got to have his daily checkups on different things. Not daily checkups, but checkups often. And so I find that hard to believe that they knew nothing about this prostate cancer. And I feel bad for him. I feel bad for his family. But if you go back when Joe Biden was a senator, he was an asshole back then. And that's probably why he was made vice president, because he would have caused problems for Barack Obama. So Barack Obama just brought him in and said, hey, you're going to be my vice president, and then that'll keep him at bay by doing that. That's my thinking, but I think a lot of other people feel the same way. But Joe Biden was never a good guy. He was always one of those guys that kind of the guy that take you behind the barn and whip your ass kind of guy that probably couldn't take you behind the barn and whip your ass anyway. He just talked a big game. But so all that stuff's coming out. They're saying that, Joe Biden, he's trying to reinvent himself somehow. I have no idea. But no one knows who really ran the White House when he was in there. Wasn't much done, except for devastation, the border. Leaving, the worst possible way, leaving Afghanistan the way we did when we retreated from there. That was an embarrassment for the military, and I think there are a lot of military people out there felt the same way. I'm military, and I felt that way. I felt that was pretty bad. But anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Elon Musk. I believe he's still going to stick around. Behind the scenes, he's got to take care of his business. In a short amount of time, there's been a lot of devastation for his car company, and I don't know about Starlink. Starlink is something that's worked out pretty well, And of course, he saved those astronauts, right? That were stuck up there for, I don't know, was it 9 months? And he said he sent a ship up there and rescued those 2 astronauts and brought them back. So that was pretty cool. So Elon Musk has done a lot of things for this administration, for this country, and I think he's going to stick around. Might be behind the scenes for a bit, but he's still going to stick around. So don't lose hope in Elon Musk and what's going on with him and Trump. I think they're really good friends. I think they're pretty much on the same page all the way. I know Elon isn't too crazy about this big beautiful bill, and neither is Rand Paul. I think there might be one other senator. They didn't mention his name that I know of, but I think there's there's something, and I think there's some Democrats that are for this too. Like Fetterman. I think Fetterman's for this. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But in the meantime, next time on Coffee Break, we'll talk a little bit more about this. And I still want to get my cousin to do an interview with me, maybe this weekend, or something. We'll do an interview on Christopher Columbus being Portuguese, because he's got all the information, and I think you guys would be excited. I think you really like it. So until next time, this is Coffee Break with Jimmy, and soon to be, I'm going to change the name. I think I'm going to change, because I am a patriot, and it's in my name. My last name is Sousa, Sousa. Not too many people have USA in their name. So I'm a patriot anyway, but I've always been a patriot. It's always been part of my name. But I might change my podcast over and call it the Jimmy Sousa Show, and I'm still considering that. But anyway, next time, I'll see you then. Thank you very much.